Good evening, everybody. From Stuart Robertson Memorial Gymnasium at Roseburg High School, I'm Dan Bain, filling in for Joey Kieran on this Wednesday night, June the 16th, and basketball season still going, almost summer. Indians pregame show is presented by Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. And tonight, the Roseburg Indians host the Crater Comets in their next to the last game of the regular season. The Indians have lost some heartbreakers in their last 3 games, losing by 1 to North Bend, 1 to North Medford, and then taking league leader South Medford down to the wire before dropping an 8-point decision to the Panthers on Monday night. Roseburg is now 1-5 in conference games, 4-7 for the season, and 5A Crater is 4-0 against 5A Midwestern League opponents and 6-3 overall. I'll talk with Roseburg coach Jordan Humphreys when we return on the Indian pregame show on The Score, 1490 AM and 92.3 FM, and online at 541radio.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion.
Indians pregame show, and Coach Jordan Humphreys joins me tonight. First time I've had a chance to talk to you, Coach, and head coach at Roseburg High School now. Your second year, I understand. Last year is this?
Yep, second year, half a year, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, and now a weird year on top of that. This has been really a trying year for everybody, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely been strange. A lot of adversity for everybody, and trying to teach some life lessons to kids about playing through when you never know what's going to happen day to day or hour to hour.
Sometimes I think the kids handle it better than the adults do, but they seem to be pretty resilient through this.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely a lot of anxious stuff, but they seem to be focused on what their job is and able to push through pretty well.
Well, how would you describe this season? You started out with a large loss to South Medford, and you played them again here just Monday night, and it was a down to the wire game. So you got to be pretty happy with the progress that your team has made.
Yeah, definitely. Our goal every year is to keep getting better every game, every practice, mentally and physically. And this year, definitely, throwing in some new faces with some seniors not coming back and putting in some younger guys has been, started out a little bit rough, but they've stayed focused on progressing every day and doing what we're asking, and that progression is showed off in our last 2 games and hopefully continues through the rest of the year.
Have you had somebody that stepped up this year for you that you didn't expect, or just really made big progress from last year?
Some of the younger guys definitely stepped up. Wasn't expecting to have them need to play varsity minutes this year. And Carter Stedman, who stepped up and started our first 4 games and has come off the bench and provided a lot of minutes, where he wasn't expected to be in that position, with some seniors that decided not to come out. And then also Hunter Fullerton played quite a few minutes in our first few games before he got injured. And Colton Mercer's coming from JV up to varsity this year and being a key role in all the games since he's gotten back from track, and so he's definitely progressed a ton as well.
Well, defense looks to be a pretty important part of your program, and you were really tested against South Medford. That's a pretty athletic team. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, we definitely were tested, and we focus on defensive principles every day, and we really work on those and try to nail in the fundamentals of that. And obviously on Sunday, we tried our best to take one of the better players out of the game, and we succeeded in that end. Unfortunately, we had a few letdowns on the other best player, and they ended up with some buckets down the stretch that we weren't able to finish possessions on with blockouts. And but that progression from the beginning of the year, like we talked about, has grown a ton.
Well, you've had 3 games now, 2 of them a 1-point loss, and then you were 61-61, I think, with a minute to go against South Medford. So they've definitely been competing.
Yeah, definitely that competing. It's easy for teams once they start losing by 20 and 30 points to start hanging their head and be defeated before the game starts. But these guys have stayed competitive and been mentally tough enough to realize that if they follow the game plan and do what we ask, then they can compete with anybody we're going to play.
We got the Crater Comets tonight. It's a team you saw earlier in the year, and they started out on fire in that one and just got into such a big hole you couldn't get out of it.
Yeah, I think we were down 38-15 at half, which was not that defensive effort that we're talking about. But anytime a team gets hot and you don't do anything to deter what they're doing, then it's pretty tough to climb out of a big hole like that. Obviously, they can shoot the ball very well. They got quite a few good shooters, and today we're going to try to mitigate those shooters and have a better defensive effort than the first time.
It looks like, just looking at that team, they're pretty lengthy. Some guys that can get up in the air, and some of them that play above the rim, and you've seen that before this year, so it's nothing new. But how do you combat that? Yeah,
it is tough because most of the players are guards that are long and tall, and we don't have those lengthy guards, and so being physical with them is one way to try to take some of those guys that just kind of want to jump around a lot and use their length. If we can get physical with them and try to keep them away from the ball using our strength is one of the goals we have for tonight.
Yeah. 1 game to go in the regular season schedule here now, and who knows what's going to happen in culmination week. But as you look back at this season, what have you gotten out of it?
Well, obviously, when we talk about it with the kids playing through adversity, we had a bunch of guys not come out this year and low on numbers, but the guys that did come out were focused and definitely determined to continue to grow and get better. One of the things we talk about is the opportunity to compete. At the end of last year, a lot of teams didn't get to finish their season. A lot of guys in other sports didn't, spring sports didn't get to finish their season. And what we talk about every day, you have the opportunity to compete, and you never know when that's going to be taken away. So we got to make sure that we play the game like we love it.
You mentioned that Crater was one of those that qualified for the state tournament. In fact, I think they won a game in the state tournament, and then it got shut down, so they never got to see how far. That was got to be frustrating and disappointing.
Yeah, very frustrating. I can't imagine what those teams are going through that had a good shot to win a state title. But that's what we talk about with these guys. You never know when it's going to be over, and so you might as well play to the best of your ability every time you're out.
All right, 1 game to go. Been a good experience for you this year?
It has been.
Good. All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight. We'll be back with more on the pregame after this. All right.
great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
We're back here at Stu Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, and we get back just in time for our national anthem, so we're going to listen to that. And playing of our national anthem here as we get ready for some basketball tonight. The Indian pregame show brought to you by Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Listening to the game tonight on The Score, 1490 AM, 92.3 FM, or on the 541 radio website where we're streaming the audio tonight. BTB Moving, providing labor services for your moving needs. Veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. Senior and veteran discounts. Book now at 541-315-0122, and then find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. The starting lineups being introduced now for the two teams tonight. For the Comets, they're going to start Malachi Grant, a 6'5" senior, and can't see the others yet. Let's run down the Roseburg starters for you. We've got Matt Parker, a 5'8" graduated senior. Zach Martin, a 6'4" graduated senior. Colt Marsters, a 5'11" junior. Micah Mendoza, a 6'1" freshman. And the other starter is Atreyu Pinard. And the starters for the Comets out on the court. Colton Vrains, a 6' junior, senior to be. And Caden Price, a 6'3" junior. Also Tate Brosder, a 6'5" junior. They got some pretty good sized kids, and they got the long arms and get up in the air. And we're ready to get this one underway. The Comets from Crater and the Roseburg Indians. And quickly into front court, Colton Vrains, a 6' junior, will take a look at the defense. Passes the ball over to the left side for Malachi Grant. A lob into the high post for Brosder. Back to the right side for Vrains. Vrains will throw it back on top. Gets it to Blake Eaton. the other starter that I didn't see in there. On the drive down the left side, Hunter Chubb, 6'4" graduate, takes a shot and misses, and the rebound down to Colt Marsters. Well, the Indians into front court and quickly to the hoop goes Matthew Pinard. Pinard gets the first 2 of the game, and the Indians on top 2-0 in the early going here. Comets with Blake Eaton with the ball, gets it underneath, and ball gets kicked out to the left side, and a 3 is in and out and back in by Colton Vrains. Vrains gets 3 to give the Comets their first lead of the game, 3-2. From Stu Robertson Gym in Roseburg, Jacob Parker hands the ball off to Matt Parker. Back to the right side to Jacob. He dribbles to the free throw line, goes down the lane. He'll go up with a fadeaway up and in. Very nicely done by Jacob Parker, a graduated 5'8" guard for the Indians. He gets his first 2, and the Indians lead it 4-3. Faked by Vrains at the three-point line, gets the pass right back and fires a 3. It goes into the corner and picked off by Blake Eaton for the Comets. Over to Malachi Grant. He stops, throws it off the hands of one Comet, but it goes right to Vrains. And into the corner for Eaton again, back to Vrains on top. And to Eaton beyond the three-point line, about 2 steps back, doesn't look for the shot there. Vrains gets it, throws it over to the right side for Malachi Grant. Back to the top for Vrains for a 3. That's short, and it'll go out of bounds. And it'll be Roseburg ball in backcourt. And the Comets will put on a bit of a full court press, mild pressure, and the Indians break it. Matt Parker gets it. He'll go to the free throw line, backs in, can't shoot. Hands behind him to Jacob Parker. Parker backs out with it with a mask over his face. Gets the ball on the left side wing, starts to drive down to the baseline, goes back out around the top, down the lane, down all the way to the hoop, and missed the lay-in. And a rebound down to the Comets, long pass ahead for Eaton, puts up a short jumper, up and in. And Blake Eaton, 6'1", graduated senior, gets his first 2, and it's 5-4. Comets on top. Back and forth so far in this one. Indians with the ball in front court. Jacob Parker. Parker circles around the 3 line, throws it back in the left corner for Zach Martin. Back to Parker. Parker on the dribble. It looks like man defense now. They've switched up. Over to Matt Parker. Parker in the left corner. Back on top for Marsters. And he hands the ball off to Jacob Parker. Jacob throws it over to Matt. Almost stepped out of bounds. Bounces the pass inside. Turnaround jumper put up and in by Zach Martin. Indians back on top, 6-5. 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Blake Eaton throws it into the left corner for the Comets. Comes out on top for Vrains. To Eaton, back to the left corner for Tate Brewster. Brewster gets it over to Vrains on the right side, goes to the free throw line. Back in the left corner, a fake, and a pass underneath. Goes to Hunter Chubb, puts it up and in. Chubb gets his first 2. He had 22 against the Indians at Crater earlier in the season. 7-6, Comets lead by 1. In the left corner, Colt Marsters. Beyond the 3 line, over to the right side for Jacob Parker. Jacob wants to drive, gets loose and goes up and lays it in. He's got 4, and the Indians lead it 8-7 with 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Vrains to the right side to Eaton for a 3. It's way too long, no good, and goes out of bounds, I think off an Indian, and we've got a timeout on the court. And it's the media timeout that they take after the 4-minute mark. So this will be a full timeout. 3:42 to go. Nope, they didn't take a timeout. I thought they were. Now they do. 3:42 to go in the first quarter. It's Roseburg 8, Crater 7. We'll be back with more after this 1-minute timeout on 1490 The Score.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
At Kern Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create.
The foul will go on Jonah Turner, his first foul, and the first team foul on either team. And at the free throw line is Pinard for a two-shot opportunity. The first one up and in. He's got three, and Sutherland with its first 2-point lead, 9-7. Pinard can make it three. Here's the second, up and good. Pinard's got four. And the Indians lead it 10-7, 3:30 to go in the first quarter. A collision going across the midcourt line as Jacob Parker and Hunter Chubb are just shoulder to shoulder, and Parker's going to get whistled for the foul. Coach Jordan Humphreys debating that one with the official, but it's not going to win it. And Colton Vrains throws the ball in play. Out to Jonah Turner for a three, no good, and the rebound comes out into the paint, taken by Marsters, goes all the way down the lane and laid it in, just coast to coast from one end to the other, and the Indians have their biggest lead up by 5, 12-7, with 3:07 to go in the first quarter. Blake Eaton with the ball. Eaton throws it over to the right side corner for Turner. Turner gets it inside for Chubb. Over to the far corner for Vrains, and Vrains lobs it back to the near side to Turner. He'll fire another one, bounces high in the air, and a rebound. Good screen out by Pinard, and he gives the ball up to Marsters. Marsters flips it out to Jacob Parker between the circle and gets it right back. Marsters waiting, the Indians in their white home uniforms with black numbers and orange trim. Down to the left corner, Matt Parker gets it into the baseline, turnaround jumper put up by Zach Martin, pops out, and the rebound down to the Comets, and here comes Eaton up the left sideline for Crater. Gives it to Vrains. Bounce pass inside for Chubb, throws it right back out. Around the right side, Vrains throws it in the right corner for Turner and got it right back. And now into the left corner. New man in the game is Javon Smith. And here's a little jumper from the left side by Smith. It's good. Smith gets his first two of the game, and it's 12-9. And we've got another timeout on the court. 1:51 to go in the first quarter. Timeout, Roseburg 12 and Crater 9. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout on I-101.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Back and forth game so far with 1:51 to go in the first quarter. Roseburg with a 12-9 lead. Their biggest lead was 12-7, but so far it's just been back and forth between these two teams. The Comets have had 4 different players score. Nobody's got more than 3. Colton Vrains has a 3-pointer. Javon Smith, Hunter Chubb, and Blake Eaton each have a field goal. And for Roseburg, Pinard has a field goal and 2 free throws, and Jacob Parker 2 field goals, and they're both leading scorers in the game with 4 apiece. Colt Marsters with a 2 and Zach Martin with a 2. Indian basketball brought to you in part by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and also by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Roseburg ball, lob up court to the right side corner to Matt Parker. Gets it over to the left side. And Parker gets the return pass and flips it out on top to Marsters. Marsters holds it up against the man defense. Takes a dribble, bounces it to the left side for Pinard. He'll go down the lane, tries to put up a shot, got bumped, didn't get it to go. And the rebound comes down to Tate Brosder for the Comets. And in the front court, the ball gets tipped out of bounds by Jacob Parker, and the Comets will keep control of it. And Hunter Chubb, who had a technical in the last game, almost got one there as he argued with the referee about a foul or a non-foul call. Here's a three by Javon Smith. It's no good. Offensive rebound to Grant. Grant throws it over to the right on top to Vrains. Vrains gives it back to Smith. He gets cut off. Back on top for Vrains for a three. It's an air ball and goes out of bounds. And Roseburg will get it in backcourt against a 2-1-2 full court press. But they break it, get it down the lane, and the ball gets blocked out of bounds, and a shot by Matt Parker, and Roseburg will keep control on the baseline. Very bright Stu Robertson Gymnasium here. All the remodeling has really paid off. This looks so much brighter in here now. And pretty soon it'll look even brighter when the sun starts peeking through the window. Bounce pass in the paint is thrown away, and it's stolen by Tate Brosder for the Comets. He takes it up the right side to Vrains. Vrains out on top for Grant. He'll go down the lane, put up a little jumper from the right side, and banked it in. Malachi Grant gets his first two, and it's 12-11. Indians only by one. A long three try by Parker from the right side. Good. Matt Parker buries one. It's 15-11, and the Indians are up by 4. Colton Vrains over to the right side corner to Marcus Ediart, and Ediart got it into Brosder, and Brosder stumbled out of bounds with the ball, I thought, but they're going to give it to Crater. Jacob Parker comes out, and it was, who came in for it? Might have been Colt Marsters that came back in the game. Crater trying to get it in. They lob it clear out to Tate Brosder out near the midcourt line. He'll dribble in the paint, goes up with a runner, rolls off, no good, and the rebound down to Zach Martin, and there's the end of the first quarter. And after one period of play, it's Roseburg 15, Crater 11. We'll take a break and back with the second quarter after this. 14-90 the score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
From Stuart Robertson Gymnasium, Roseburg leading after one quarter against Crater 15-11. Crater is actually in that 5A Midwestern League, but they're playing all the teams from Southern Oregon as they kind of got together and had their own schedule down here. And it brought back a bunch of the teams that used to be in the old Southern Oregon Conference. 15-11, Indians lead it and get the ball to start the second quarter. To front court, Carter Stedman. And he throws the ball over. I think that's Marsters. Marsters hands it off to Mendoza, and he took one extra step before he dribbled and turned it over. One of the rare turnovers in this game. And Comets get the ball in backcourt. Caden Price. It's Hunter Chubb. Chubb with the ball, throws it over to the left side to Ediart. Ediart over to the right to Malachi Grant. On top for Eaton. Eaton looking inside, nobody open in there. Throws it over to Ediart on the left. And back to the near side to Eaton. He'll go up with a 16-foot jumper. That's an air ball and out of bounds. Roseburg basketball brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Indians with the ball and a 4-point lead. Into the paint goes Matt Parker, lays it up, missed a shot, and the rebound down to Blake Eaton for the Comets, and it's stolen away. Here's a breakaway by Marsters. He'll go up and lay it in over the front of the rim. Marsters gets his second basket of the game, and the Indians with their biggest lead by 6, 17-11. Into front court, Broster goes inside, lays it up, and drops it in. Nice soft touch by Tate Broster. He gets his first two, and 6 different players have scored for the Comets. The Indians get it in the paint, then throw it back out. A 2-try on the way by Marsters is out of bounds, and it'll be Crater's ball in backcourt. 6:32 to go in the second quarter, 17-13, Indians by 4. Joey Keyran doing baseball tonight. So, went to the second string to fill in for him, and here I am. In the front court, Ediart for the Comets. Way out on top to Vrains. Vrains back to the left side for Ediart again. Vrains gets it back. Looking over the zone defense, takes it to the right, throws it out to Broster. Broster gets it into Eaton. Eaton right back to Broster, back to Eaton at the baseline. Back to Broster, back and forth. He'll go up with a long 3, and it's no good. Long rebound. Comets get it, and the shot put up by Chubb, and put it in. He is the first Comet to get 2 baskets. He's got 4, and it's a 2-point Roseburg lead, 17-15. Hand off to Matt Parker. Parker takes it over to the right. Flips it over to Mendoza. Mendoza in the corner. He's got to get rid of the ball. Gets it underneath, but he threw it right through the legs of Martin. And a breakaway on the way to the hoop. It's a bucket for Hunter Chubb, and he's got 6. And the Indians want a timeout. The Comets have come back to tie it up at 17. We've got timeout on the court. 5:30 to go in the first half. It's Roseburg 17, Crater 17. Back after this 1-minute timeout on 1490 The Score.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on The Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil. Get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
Comets have come back to tie it at 17 on a couple of baskets by Hunter Chubb and one by Tate Broster. They've had 6 players score. Chubb has 6 to lead, but everybody that started and one of the substitutes has scored. Roseburg will have the ball with the game tied, 17-17. In backcourt, Carter Stedman works it across against mild pressure. Hands the ball to Marsters. Stedman breaks through the paint. Marsters the dribble to the left. gives it to Matt Parker. Parker goes to the baseline, gets it inside for Stedman, puts it up, and the bank shot is good. Stedman gets his first two, and it's 19-17. The Indians by 2. Colton Vrains on the right side beyond the 3 line. Gets the ball down on the right baseline, gets it inside to Chubb. Chubb throws it back out, and a 3-point try from the corner by Vrains is not good, but they get it back, and another 3-point try from the top of the key is no good by Jonah Turner, and this time the rebound down to the Indians. Long pass up court, comes down to Stedman, and he traveled with the ball. And he had an open lane to the basket. I think he just maybe juggled it and carried it. And to front court, Vrains. Vrains gets it to Brosder. Brosder back to Vrains, takes it to the right side. Pass down low to Chubb, back over to the right side for Brosder. A 3-pointer is good. Now it's only a 2-pointer. Brosder gets 2 out of it, and it's 19-19. Into front court, Carter Stedman throws it out to the left side for Matt Parker for a 3 try. No good, but it's tipped out front, and it goes to Colt Marsters, and he'll slow it down and set up the play again. 3:43 to go. First half, 19-19, tied up. Zach Martin comes out to get it and gives the ball to Parker. Matt throws it over to the right to Colt Marsters. And out to Mendoza, and he'll wait for pressure to come out. Hands it to Martin. Martin goes down the lane, pulls up at the 10-footer, and snaps the twine. Zach Martin with his second basket. He's got 4, and it's 21-19. Indians by 2. On the drive, Vrains stops, throws it over to the left side for Brosder, and a whistle. And we got a foul. And that's on Micah Mendoza, his first foul. And only the second team foul on Roseburg, and we've got a media timeout. 3:10 to go in the half, and it's Roseburg 21, Crater 19. We'll be back with more after this 1-minute timeout on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
3:10 to go in the first half. Roseburg still hanging on to the lead, 21-19. But Crater will have the ball to the left side of their own basket. We'll have our player of the game afterwards, sponsored by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. And pass comes out to Javon Smith. Top of the key over to the right side for Brosder. Throws it back to the other side, and a 3 try is off the back of the rim by Vrains. An offensive board put up by Brosder, and he can't get it to go. And a rebound comes down to the Indians, taken out of there by Pinard. Down all the way down to the baseline, and a pass comes out to Mendoza for the Indians. He throws it out on top to Marsters. Marsters against man defense, hooks it into Mendoza. Mendoza gives it back to Marsters. He'll give it in the corner to, I think it's Stedman. Stedman gave it back and missed a shot, and the rebound came down to Pinard. Faked the shot, put it up, and got whacked pretty hard, but the official said it was all ball, and the ball comes down to the Comets. And into front court is Hunter Chubb. Chubb throws it over to the right side, goes in the corner for Brewster. He'll go down the lane, put it up, and miss the shot. And he knocked the ball back, got it himself. Chubb got it, put it up, it won't go. Comes back out to Vrains, he puts it up, it won't go. Another off the board, won't go, and batted out front again. They get it again. Smith gets it. Back to the near side to Grant. Grant backs in with it. And the ball comes to Vrains, and he backs out between the circles and sets up another play. 1:43 to go, first half. Vrains over to Chubb. Chubb to Smith on the left side. Smith will dribble to the 3 line, can't shoot, hand in the face. Over to the right side for Brewster. Brewster looks for the shot, throws it back to the other side to Vrains. He won't shoot, double teamed over there. Now he'll bring it back out between the circles and reset to Brewster. In the corner for Smith on the right. Smith will dribble to the free throw line, got cut off, double team, backs out, gives it to Grant. His shot no good, and the rebound comes down to Roseburg, and a foul called coming out of backcourt. I can't see the number. Looks like 3. That can't be. It must be a 2. That scoreboard's hard to see. I think it was Colt Vrains with the foul. He is first, and Roseburg gets the ball back with under a minute to go in the quarter. Here's a handoff to Marsters. Goes down the lane, puts it up too hard, won't go, and Chubb the rebound for the Comets. Flips the ball out for Brewster. Brewster gives it behind him for Vrains. Vrains at the 3-point line. We're down to 43 seconds in the quarter, in the half. Smith over to the left corner for Brewster. He doesn't take the shot. Gives it out to Vrains. Between the circles back to Smith on the right. And a bounce pass in the right corner for Chubb. He'll give it back to the other side for Vrains. And a long 3 from the corner. In and out, no good by Brewster, and the rebound down to the Indians, and another foul in backcourt, and that'll go on Malachi Grant, who bumped into Colt Marsters as he was trying to dribble up court. Malachi gets his first foul, and the 4th team foul with 22 seconds to go in the half, so not a shooter, and the Indians will run it down and look for one last shot. And off to Matt Parker. Parker throws it to the left side for Jacob Parker. Jacob drives, throws it in the left corner for Martin. Martin throws it in the bleachers. Actually threw it into the Crater bench. Nobody home over there with 5 seconds to go, and Crater will have a chance to tie or take the lead. Over the midcourt line, Vrains takes it, and we have a whistle, but I'm not sure what it was. Clock didn't start, I guess. It's only down to 3 seconds. And so what are we going to do? Put 5 back on the clock or start it from 3.4? 21-19, the Indians lead by 2. And the Crater coaches are lobbying for 5, and they get it. 5.1 on the clock. And the Indians last time just let that ball roll across the midcourt line and didn't challenge it at all, and they do it again. Chubb gets the ball into front court. He goes around his screen, down the lane, tried to go up with a shot, and it's no good, and that's the end of the first half. So after 2 periods of play, it is Roseburg 21, Crater 19, and we'll take a break and back with the halftime show after this 2-minute timeout on 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car.
Back here at Stu Robertson Gym, I'm Dan Bain filling in for Joey Kieran tonight. Joey's out doing some baseball with the Father's Day Legion baseball tournament going on at the baseball park. So filling in for him tonight. And Joey's getting in some baseball duty out there. He's got a big tournament going on all through the weekend, so he's going to be a busy guy. He usually is, but even busier than usual. Our halftime show is brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. We'll have our player of the game after this one's over. We'll name one of the outstanding players right now. There's about 6 who could be possibilities. 6 different people have scored and nobody over 4 points for Roseburg. So it's been kind of an interesting first half. 6 players have scored for the Comets and nobody over 6 points. So they've really spread it around on both teams. Anyway, we're going to name a player of the game, brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. Run down the scoring for you here in this first half for Roseburg. We had some seniors recognized tonight before the game started here. There are only 4 on the Roseburg roster. Zach Martin, Matt Parker, Jacob Parker, and Trio Pinard. All 4 of those have graduated already and are no longer students at Roseburg High, but they've still got basketball season to finish. And some teams haven't been so lucky to get those seniors to stay around, but here in Douglas County, it seems like most of those have done it. Roseburg did not have a senior on last year's team, but did have a couple of players that did not return for this season. They don't have Dylan Johnson, Alaric Call, Jacob Fay, Logan Kluffenstein, and Daniel Olson or Bailey Krall, but they did return 4 starters from last year and 1 rotation player, Martin, the Parker brothers, Pinard, and one that's not here tonight, Carson Six, who is out with an injury. Let's run down the scoring for you for Roseburg. Lots of people on the scoreboard. Pinard has 4 points, a field goal, and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. The only 2 free throws shot in the game. Jacob Parker has 4 on 2 field goals. And Zach Martin with 4 on 2 field goals. A 3-pointer for Matt Parker. A field goal for Carter Stedman for 2 points. And 6 different players score with nobody getting more than 4. And 21 points in the first half for the Roseburg Indians. For the Crater Comets, 6 points for Hunter Chubb. He had 1 field goal in the first quarter and 2 field goals in the second quarter. Tate Broster had 2 field goals in the second quarter for 4 points. 3 for Colton Brains on a 3-pointer. Javon Smith had a field goal for 2. Blake Eaton a field goal for 2, and Malachi Grant had a field goal for 2 points. The Comets have not been to the free throw line and had only 4 team fouls in that first half. The Indians had just 2 team fouls and went to the free throw line twice And that was Pinard, who hit both free throws in the first quarter. He was fouled while he was shooting, so he got to shoot, but nobody got into the bonus situation at all in the first half. So nobody in foul trouble and very few, not a lot of turnovers in this game. They've been pretty quiet on that front. So pretty cleanly played game. Crater Comets and the Roseburg Indians 21-19 at halftime. Our halftime show brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. We'll take a break and come back and get ready for the second half to get underway. It's Roseburg 21, Crater 19. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout on 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
School, the Roseburg Indians and the Crater Comets locked in a pretty good one here, 21-19, and it was just back and forth in the first quarter, and then Roseburg actually stretched it out to a 6-point lead